Hello YouTube, this is me, Riku, and I'm going to give you a tutorial on making sprites. I'm sorry that the other tutorial got messed up with the sound. I thought that my voice would be louder, but I was wrong, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm finally going to do what I've been procrastinating and finish this tutorial and turn it into YouTube so you guys can watch it. Alright, first you want to start out with opening up your sprite sheet, and for this tutorial, I will be using Naruto. Once it's opened up, scroll in about 200% and find the section of sprites that you want to use. And in order to get rid of this crappy blue background, you want to, for most cases, you want to use the select by color tool, or you can push Shift O as a keyboard shortcut, and you click that blue background, and everything will be highlighted, and pretty much it's selected that color, obviously. Now, to make sure that when you cut it out and make it transparent, you go to add alpha channel, and then it'll like load whatever, and then you hit Control X and it gets rid of the background. But the only problem with this tool is that sometimes the sprite will have the color of the background inside the sprite itself, and when you do that, you're cutting out a piece of the sprite, which you don't want that, and then you'll have to use the wand tool or just change the color of the background or something. Alright, once you've got the wand tool, or once you've got the background cut out, select the rectangle tool, which can be found here, or you can hit R, and you put a box around the sprite that you're selecting. For this tutorial, for the first part, I'll be using these 4 stances right here for the stance. And when you create a new image, since all I'm doing is making him stand for the first image, I really don't need a huge image, and it'll tell me the dimensions of the box I made right down here. I won't be able to show you that, unfortunately, but you'll just have to move the box a little, and it'll say something like rectangle 38x50. So once you found out the dimensions of the box you chose, go to new and type in the dimensions and then hit OK. Now you see that background, or keep it that way, because this tutorial will teach you how to animate over a background. And in order to copy the sprite itself, you can either hit Control C, or you can go to Edit, Copy. And once you've copied it, you just paste it into the layer. Now this is when you're doing a sprite that's standing still, you want to be careful with how you set up the sprite. Like when he's gonna be standing or whatever, you want to make him stand in the same spot. You don't want to like move up like 2 centimeters and then all of a sudden be on the left side of the screen or something. I'm sorry, you gotta create a new layer for as many frames as there's gonna be, and make sure they're white. And since I'm making using 4 sprites, you wanna make sure that you have a certain amount of frames. And if you don't have the layers dialog box up, or if you've exited out of it, you can hit Control L and it'll make it pop up. And if you want to put it in this little dialog box like I had it, you can just grab the word layers and drag it over here and it'll pop up in there. Now, once you've got your first sprite in, go to the second layer and have the little eyeball right here unclicked, so that way you'll see the sprite from the bottom layer, but you'll be working on this layer. And then go back to your sprite sheet and copy the second sprite and then paste. Now you want to make sure that this dotted line right here matches with the part of his body that doesn't move at all. And in this sprite, his left foot or right foot or whatever stays right there in that position the whole entire animation. So you want to line up this dotted line around his foot. And then once you've lined it up right, you hit space, then come over to the layer and hit the eyeball. And as you can see, he's moving. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. Alright, go to new layer number 1, and on the sprite sheet, get the next sprite, and then just paste and line them up. Hit the eyeball, go to the next layer, copy, paste, and line them up. That's all you do. And now for the fun part. Now you get to watch your animation be like an animation. You want to go to filters, animation, playback, and then you just hit play, and as you can see, Naruto's just standing there. That's what it will look like normally. And once you've done that, you can file save as. I'll name mine Naruto underscore stand dot GIF. It has to be a GIF. If it's not, it won't save it because it can't be saved as layers. Once you've typed in the name and the file extension, hit save, and as you can see, it'll say flatten image or save as animation, and you'll have to convert it to index, which isn't good for most pictures like photos, but since this is a sprite thing, it won't matter. So just convert to indexed and export, and then it'll say loop forever. There's a GIF comment, and I still don't know what interlace is, but it's not important for this. And just go ahead and leave the comment there. There's no point in changing it. For the animated GIF options, you want to leave it loop forever. So that way it'll keep playing over and over and over again. And display delay between frames where unspecified. Leave that at 100 milliseconds. We'll edit that if needed afterwards. And then the frame disposal where unspecified. Since we're using a background, it won't matter whether or not you use combine or replace, because no matter what, the white background will erase the previous sprite. So it won't matter. But if you're doing transparent, you want to do 1 frame per layer. But I'm just gonna go to I don't care, because I don't care. Now save it, and then it'll just be standing there. Close out of it, and then reopen it. And as you can see, there's a sprite, and if you go down to filters, animation playback, it'll be doing the same thing that I was doing before. But now, when you go over to the layers box, the new layers will say frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, and it'll have in parentheses 100 milliseconds. Now normally, I don't know if you can change it for the GIMP, but for the GIMP it's 1,000 milliseconds equals 1 second. So right now each frame is moving at 1/10 of a second. So if you wanted the background to last 1 whole second before anything happened, my bad, you have to hit enter. But and then you go to playback, which now you can hit Control F, and you'll notice that he's just standing there, and then it'll be like jump up a little. I think that's probably the animation that the game uses. I don't know. But that's pretty much all you do for them just standing there.